Winnie and Wilbur by Laura Owen Correa Poe. Tidied Up Winnie. From Read with Oxford. Okay, today's our story will begin. Winnie's Bubble Trouble. Chapter 1. Gluck, 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 slop. Winnie was drinking fizzy froggy pop. Scrunch, munch, grub. Wilbur was eating crispy mouse tails. Ooh. Beep, wiggle, bob. Winnie and Wilbur were both in the kitchen, singing and dancing along to the very loud music. Winnie and Wilbur were having a party, just for the two of them. They had pumpkin pizza, toad and toast, and crunchy cabbage crisp to munch. They had bold balloons and streamers. It was a lot of fun. Winnie and Wilbur went to bed very late that night. Wilbur went straight to sleep, but Winnie didn't. Snore went Wilbur. Snore, snore, snore. Oh, please, Wilbur, said Winnie, putting her hands over her ears. Snore, snore, snore. Snore, Sprout. No, moaned Winnie. I can't sleep with that noise. Snore, snore, snore. Winnie put her pillow over her head, but she couldn't get to sleep. She was still wide awake, and she stayed wide awake for the rest of the night. Chapter 2. When the sun came up, Winnie got up too. She felt very tired. She tried to make Wilbur a toasty for breakfast, but she didn't watch what she was doing. Soon, flames would come in from the cooker. Meow, went Wilbur. She spat the burnt stool toasty out. Winnie didn't want to eat it either. So they opened a can of beans and had them for breakfast instead. Then Winnie tried to tidy up all the mess left over from the party. Boom! The vacuum cleaner exploded. Bam! Splash! The washing machine broke down. Meow! Laughed Wilbur. There was mess everywhere. Then Winnie slipped in a puddle of water. Slick crash! She knocked over a pile of plates and pans. Bam! Clang! Smash! Oh, soggy slug buttons, cried Winnie, covering her ears. I wish I could float away from all this noise and go somewhere calm and quiet. She waved her wand, abacabula, boo. At once, Winnie was inside a giant bubble. It floated silently out through the window and up into the sky. Ah, said Winnie. She closed her eyes and snoozed for a while as she floated up and up. When she opened her eyes, she saw birds and plants passing, but she couldn't hear them. Perfect, said Winnie. Then she looked down. Her house looked tiny far down below. Wilbur was only the size of a flea. Ooh, said Winnie, I'm too high up in the sky. Get me down. But Winnie couldn't wave her wand in case she popped the bubble. Help, she said, feeling a bit panicky. Help! No sound came out of the bubble, but a small sound came from Winnie inside the bubble. Pop! Whoops, said Winnie. The bubble got a little bit bigger. Ponky, ponky, said Winnie. Why didn't I eat those beans for breakfast? Wilbur, save me. Wilbur was down on the ground. She saw Winnie's bubble floating high up in the sky. She was worried. Meow, he called. He knew he had to get up there to help Winnie, but how? She didn't have wings, and he couldn't fly Winnie's balloon. But Wilbur did have balloons left over from the party. Wilbur grabbed lots of balloon strings. She tied some to his tail and half tied to the others. Then he began to slowly float up into the sky. Chapter 3. Up, up, up went Wilbur until he was next to Winnie's bubble. Winnie was waving and moving her mouth. Get me out of this pongy bubble, she shouted. But how could Wilbur burst the bubble without letting Winnie fall from the sky? Meow. Wilbur had an idea. He let go of one balloon. Wilbur! called Winnie, as Wilbur and his balloons sank lower. But now Wilbur's balloons were like a cushion under Winnie's bubble. That way, Winnie could pop her bubble and be safe. She poked and poked with her wand and pop! The punky Womby bubble burst. Winnie landed on the balloons. Oh, fresh air, she said. But Winnie was heavy and the balloon quickly began to sink. Whoops! Tweet, tweet. What's happening? Began Winnie as a flock of big beaking birds flew alongside her. A 20 trees went the bird. They thought Wilbur's brightly colored balloon looked like juicy fruits, so the birds started to peck the balloons. Peck, peck, pop, 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 pop. One by one, the balloons all went pop. Winnie and Wilbur started to fall. Winnie flapped her arms, trying to fly. It didn't work. Just then, Winnie remembered that she had her wand. Abacabula, she shouted. At once, a big umbrella appeared. Winnie and Wilbur floated down slowly and landed gently in a lovely, soft, flowery meadow. Tweet, tweet, sang some birds. I've had enough of birds for one day, said Winnie. But at least I'm safe on the ground. Meow, said Wilbur. Yan, I'm tired too, said Winnie. So they settled down to sleep in the long grass. But after a moment, Wilbur began to snore again. Snore, snore, snore. Meow. Not again, cried Winnie. But she was so tired that soon she was snoring too. Snore, 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 grunt, 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 snore. So it was only the birds who had to cover their ears. Winnie gets fussy. Chapter 1. Winnie was watching the telly. Her dirty boots were up on the armchair. She was eating chocolate, cockroach, and spilling them everywhere. Scratch talk. Wilbur was heavily scratching Winnie's chair. His claws were ripping the clothes and tugging out all of the stuffing. Look at this, Wilbur, said Winnie. This man is showing how you can make your room look fresh and new just by moving your furniture around. Winnie had an idea. She jumped up, spilling her fizzy froggy pop. Let's try it, Wilbur, she said. Let's move the big table over there. Winnie and Wilbur pushed and pushed, but the table didn't want to move. Scrap, screech, went Winnie. Poof, pants, went Wilbur. The table was leaving scrap marks on the floor. Oh, fish flippers, look at that, said Winnie. Pass me that rock, Wilbur. Wilbur and Winnie put the rock over the marks, but trip smash, boo! Winnie tripped over the rock. Ooh, ooh. Winnie pulled out her wand. Listen to me, Furniture. If you are going to behave as you are a leaf, then I'll make you really can't live. Then you can move yourself to where I want. Winnie waved her wand. Abacabula! Instantly, the furniture sat up straight. Oh, that's better, said Winnie. Right then, chairs, tidy yourself up, off you go. At once, the dining chairs marched neatly into the place around the table. Brilliant, said Winnie. She put a tin of plush and an old vase on the table. Polish yourself, please, table. One of the table's legs grabbed the polished tin. Another leg grabbed the vase. Then the table polished itself just like a person brushing their hair. Winnie went up to her bedroom. Bed, make yourself, she said. Winnie's bed did a little jiggle, and all the covers were neat and tidy. Curtains, draw yourselves, said Winnie. Swish, swoosh. Ha ha, do it again, said Winnie. Swish, swoosh. This is fun, laughed Winnie. Chapter 2, Winnie went back downstairs. Headstand, do a disco dance, she said, and it did. Da-da-da-da. Wilbur pointed at the armchair, so Winnie told it. Chair, dance at the hooky cookie for us. Da-da-da-da. The fat belly's armchair tried to dance, but its legs were too strumpy. Me-hee-hee-hoo-hoo, laughed Wilbur. Meow. Suddenly, all the furniture started to rumble-grumble. Oh, look, said Winnie. The armchair was getting closer and closer. It puffed up and stamped its little legs and waved its fat little arms. Then it ran towards Wilbur. Hiss, went Wilbur. And then he ran off too. Wilbur leaped onto the table, but the table flipped onto its back. It grabbed Wilbur with all its legs, as if it was a spider and Wilbur was a fly. Meow, yelled Wilbur. Oh, Wilbur, the furniture is cross with you for scratching it, said Winnie. But the furniture was cross with Winnie too. The fat belly's armchairs ran up fast behind her, making her sit down in it very suddenly. Then it ripped its arm around Winnie's waist. Oh, help! Dining chairs, help me! Shouted Winnie. But those chairs just crossed their arms. Cupboard, said Winnie. The cupboard turned its back. Oh, please, wailed Winnie. I promise I won't make you do anything you don't want to ever again. The armchair let her go. Whew, said Winnie. The table set Wilbur free. Meow, he said happily. But the stool marched over to the front door and opened it. Creak! Then the television, the bed, the chairs, and all the other furniture marched out of the door and away. David left home, cried Winnie. Winnie and Wilbur sat on the floor to eat their supper. We'll have to sleep on the floor too, said Winnie. There are lots of ants and spiders, so it could be a tricky night. Tickle night. Chapter 3. Winnie was right. The floor was hard and very cold. Oh, Wilbur, said Winnie. I liked our old furniture the way it was. Oh, silly me. Then suddenly there was a bam, bam, bam from the front door. Winnie, yelled the doorbell. Ouch! Winnie got up and walked stiffly to the door. Quick! She pulled the door open, and in marched Winnie's bed, her television, her table, her chairs, her bath. Hurray, welcome home, said Winnie, clapping her hands. Yes. Wilbur leaped onto the window sills. Why did you come home, my furniture friends? Asked Winnie. The headstand pointed outside. It was stormy and wet and cold and dark out there. I see, said Winnie. Well, just sit wherever you want to be. I'll match you back to your proper selves. Abacabula. Some scenes ended up in rather odd places. You can calm down now, Wilbur, said Winnie. And we can go to sleep in the proper bed, even so it's in the kitchen. Winnie sat on the bed, but she got a shock. It was wet and full of leaves, and it had a baby hedgehog sleeping in it. Ouch! But Wilbur found something soft and dry and warm to sleep on. It was Winnie's tummy. He purred, and his claws went in and out. Ouch! Now I know how the furniture feels, said Winnie. Wilbur, put those claws away. The end. Do you like this story? After reading activity, you can have a quick quiz. See how fast you can answer this question. Look back at the story if you can't remember. Number 1. In Winnie's bubble trouble, how does Wilbur get up into the sky? Question number 2. In Winnie's bubble trouble, what does Winnie use to pop the bubble? Question number 3. In Winnie Gets Bossy, what did Winnie tell the headstand and the chair to do? Okay, talk about it. Would it be fun to float up in a bubble like Winnie? Or would you be scared? What might you see if you were way up in the sky? Wow, you can imagine. This is a good story. See you later. Bye.